Hi all, Hipper here. So today we're looking at Edinburgh, which really is the better Tiger 59 and it's free. So I'm using an agile build on the ship here, and it is the best agile cruiser at tier 7 at the moment. Yes, it is. And that's just the way it is. Very surprising, because I didn't used to like this ship, but lately with the new commanders and a full agile build, this thing here is a powerhouse. And I'll get into a little bit more detail on my Tiger 59 video from yesterday, because I wanted to just elaborate on a few things. But first, just look at the maneuverability on this thing here. 1.9 rudder, 37 knots, 680 meter radius. And look at that armor there. Like, this is a tough as a nut ship, and it's super agile, and it has fast reload, great AP, decent torpedoes, and of course a radar. Or a smoke, should you choose to accept it. I don't, I always play this ship with a radar. So I just wanted to do this video to elaborate a little bit on my Tiger 59 video from yesterday. Not because I've received any bad feedback on it, actually. I mean, most people agree that it's not the best British cruiser you can pick. And, well, it's not. Because the thing is, with British cruisers, Tiger 59 has a lot of very, very strong competition. And that's part of the reasons why I tell people don't bother with Tiger 59, because there's just so many other great ships in the British tech tree, and also as premiums. If you follow this channel, you know, for example, that I consider Exeter, the tier 5 premium British heavy cruiser, as the best premium you can buy in this game here. And that's why I had high hopes for Tiger, but when you're up against Exeter and of course Edinburgh, Albemarle and Fiji, like, you have to be special, and you have to do well, and you have to be just a all-round very good ship to have any sort of hope in winning a fight, and even a theoretical review fight against something like Edinburgh, because this ship here is just fantastic, and it's free. If you download this game, you can just research your way to Edinburgh, and once you do that, you have what is probably the best tier 7 cruiser in the game. So why would you spend money on Tiger 59 then? And really, that is an excellent question, because I don't have an answer for it. And if you really want to spend money, I mean, you cannot live without spending 12,000 doubloons or something along those lines. Why don't you get Exeter instead then? I mean, that is a good ship, actually a great ship, the best premium there is. While Tiger is below average, I would say, as a premium. And if you compare to the other British offerings, then Tiger is probably the worst, even behind Cheshire, in my opinion. And that's not because Tiger is bad per se. I mean, it's not a fantastic ship in my opinion, but it's just facing very, very tough competition. Even at the tier, I mean, at the tier you have Fiji, and that's just a fantastic ship as well. And I just don't see the reason to pay money to get a ship that is worse than the others that are offered for free. And it's nothing to do with the fact that Tiger 59 has a high skill floor. It's a difficult ship to do well in, because it is. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I enjoy ships like that, and that's why I played Cheshire, for example, and also Edinburgh here with the radar. That's not easy either. Same thing goes for Minotaur. A radar Minotaur, probably one of the most difficult ships you can play. But to me, it just looks like Tiger 59 was made inferior on purpose, and the fact that Wargaming then on top of that charges you for that rather dubious honor, I just don't see the point in recommending that ship to anyone other than people who have some sort of weird fetish for ships that are hard to play, or not a weird fetish, but a fetish. Because, like I said, I'm not weird and I enjoy ships like that. And like I said earlier on, it's not because I'm trying to, you know, like clear out confusion or like, you know, ride out some kind of hate storm or anything like that. Because, I mean, what I said in my Tiger 59 video is pretty much shared by most of the community. Give or take a few people. And, I mean, even those people who really like Tiger, they admit that there are better ships in the line, and they enjoy Tiger because it is difficult, and because it's, you know, it gives a certain different kind of challenge in the game. And yeah, I fully understand that. But if I want that kind of challenge, I'll play Cheshire, which I think is a lot more fun. And that brings me on to the second reason that I don't like Tiger. And it's the fact that it shoehorns me into a playstyle that I don't like. That's my main criticism of the ship. I like agile cruisers, and I like gameplay like this battle here. That's why I picked it, where, you know, you're fighting for a cap all the time and you're not playing super defensively. I mean, this is actually quite an aggressive battle. And Edinburgh can do that, and I love that. And the same with Albemarle. It can also do that kind of stuff. Primarily because they have torpedoes, so you're not like completely helpless once a battleship pushes you. And I just don't think Tiger really eclipses Edinburgh or Albemarle or any of these ships in this way. Primarily because it doesn't have torpedoes, and it doesn't allow you to choose between smoke or radar, which of course I would assume you would have to do in case the ship actually had torpedoes. So for me, that's a major downside. If Tiger 59 had 3 torpedoes or 4 torpedoes on each side, just like Albemarle and Edinburgh does, and you were then punished by having to choose between either radar and smoke, then I think I would really like the ship actually. Because I can play it a lot more aggressively, and I don't have to play it as a smoke ship, which really, if you play Tiger 59, well, you have to play it like a Fiji or Belfast and rely on your smoke a lot, because the ship is not built for people to untick the smoke like Minotaur and Edinburgh is. So you have to rely on your smoke, and I don't like that. I don't like ships that tell me how to play the game, basically. And that's my main criticism on Tiger 59. And of course, that means that people who love smoke ships or smoke builds, they will have a fantastic time in Tiger 59, or perhaps not a fantastic time, but they'll have a better time than I do, that's for sure. And I have a sneaking suspicion that most people who watch this channel, they also have some sort of interest in agile cruisers. So that of course also goes into my calculations when I say if I recommend a ship or not. And if that's not the case, well, then go to a different channel and get a different opinion. Like for example, Hivehound's channel. Like Hive is a great British cruiser player, and he really enjoys the smoke aspect of these ships here, and he does extremely well with those builds. So that's why you have to seek out like several opinions. Like my opinion is usually always from an agile perspective, although I actually didn't judge Tiger that much on its agile credentials, because it's actually pretty good. I mean, 2-second rudder and very small turning radius, and yeah, it's pretty slow, but that didn't really bother me too much. The reason I don't like Tiger, and the reason I think most, or at least the people who watch this channel won't like Tiger, is that the customization aspect of the ship is very low. Like you have to have smoke, you have to have radar, you can't pick one or the other, and you can't have torpedoes. So that, like I said before, shoehorns this ship into a certain playstyle. It limits, well, it basically limits the fun you can have, because I like fun ships, and if I can't play a ship the way I want to play it, then I'm not gonna have fun. if I can't, you know, own a cap like I'm doing in this game here, in a ship, and I have to retreat and sit in my smoke and do stuff like that, I'm not happy. And of course that's going to mean I'm not going to recommend the ship. So if you don't agree with that, you know, judgment, not that anyone has actually not agreed with me, but then I say, then get a second opinion. And in the case of Tiger 59, I highly recommend you go to Hivehound's channel and look at his streams and his videos on the ship, because that'll give you a completely different perspective, which of course you should get. I mean, you should get at least 3 opinions before you go and buy something. It doesn't matter what it is. Of course, if it's less than $10, who cares? But if you're gonna buy a car, I would recommend that you get more than 1 opinion on the brand and model. And obviously, same thing goes for a premium ship. And to my knowledge, I think I'm the only one, well, the only channel that really, you know, delves deep into agile builds. So get my opinion, and then after that, go to a more, well, I'm not gonna say traditional channel, but another channel that delves into a different aspect of the ship. Like in this case here, Hive's channel, because that's the place to go for British smoke cruisers and British smoke cruiser builds, absolutely. Also Chile, Chile Games 17, I can also recommend, absolutely. He doesn't like the Tiger much though, but but he's more into Minotaur and that kind of thing. But anyway, the point still stands that don't just take my word for it. I mean, I look at these ships. I always have an agile build on my cruisers because I want to judge them on an even playing field. And if I don't have an agile build on my cruisers, I always make a special video out of that. So always assume I have agile builds on my ships, at least cruisers anyway, and most destroyers. So then you go and you watch my video and say, oh, okay, Hipper says it's trash with an agile build, so that's okay with me. I also enjoy smoke builds, so I'll go to a different channel and I'll get a second opinion. And say Hive says, oh, this ship is wonderful if you know, build for smoke and smoke detection. And you think, oh, well, I kind of like that as well, so I might buy the ship. And that's really all there is to it. And just to finish off here, I don't have any vendetta or anything like that against British cruisers. As you can see, Edinburgh is my favorite tier 7 ship in the game. And Minotaur is my favorite legendary cruiser. And Exeter I consider the best premium ship in the game, and obviously my favorite tier 5 ship. I enjoy playing Albemarle as well. I'm not going to say it's the best tier 7 because it's not. That's Edinburgh, but I really enjoy Albemarle as well. And I have a great time in British cruisers, and they're all very, very good, or most of them are very, very good. And Tiger 59 is just not as good as the other ships that are on offer. And Tiger 59 costs, I think, 12,000-15,000 doubloons. So from a purely, you know, objective point of view, I find it a very, very hard ship to recommend to anyone, basically. When you have a free ship like Edinburgh or Albemarle or Fiji. So anyway, I hope this gives a little bit more of some background, you know, information on the Tiger 59 video. And let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll see you out there.